Oh, it's you, Crash. Well, look, as much as it pains me to say this, I need your help. There's this sweet car I want to get, but I need a little more money. This is so lame. You have to get me a job. Snuffle around and find me a job. Please.
Hey, Crash. I think you are liking this car, yeah? Perhaps I will give it to you for many pack tokens. Many!
Old Stooby-Doo needs a little help from you. You see, old Stu has been running around the hen house again, and some old nasty chicken been leaving her eggs all over the place. If I don't get those eggs, my old lady will kill Stu. Go get me those eggs, boy. I'll make it worth your while.
Oh, Crash! Coco asked me to get this car working for her, but it's missing a key engine component. If you find a set of high-quality gears, can you bring them to me? Oh, good. It will make your sister so happy.
Crash! I say Crash, boy! Come help out the Crunch. Crunch needs him some coins. Gonna play the whack-a-mole game. But I need coins to do it. Go get me a pile of coins. And brush your teeth. Oh, yeah. Now Crunch is gonna whack him some moles. Look out, moles. Crunch is coming for you. Oh, yeah. Tell you what, Crash, baby. Next time you wanna ride with the Crunch, we'll use my new wheels. Stay in school. Don't run with scissors.
Woe is me! Woe for engine! No greater doom is possible! I'm crying because I'm not pretty! Please, Crash, bring me something that will make me pretty. I just can't live like this anymore.
Hey there, furry buns. Don't suppose a gentleman like you could help a little lady out. I'll take that as a yes, I suppose. My car here seems to be on the fritz. Some no-goodnik stole the starter. If you find it, bring it back to me, okay? Hey, you big brother. Fighting a good fight and stuff? That's good, because I need some help here. I've been trying to get this new car up and running, but it's missing something. If you find a good power modulator, bring it my way. Crash, what are you doing back here? If you don't give me that modulator, I can't enter this car in the races, and then I might lose. I can't lose. I just can't. Crash, come on, let's go, Maggot! Get the modulator for me already! Big brother, if you really want to annoy me, can't you do normal Big Brother stuff like noogies and headlocks or something like that?
What's wrong with you, man? I'm dying inside. Must be cute. Bring me the pretty, or I stick doom in you. Oh, Crash, you don't know my agony. Being this close to beautiful, but still lacking a certain something. Please, Crash, hurry, you are my only hope. You are just trying to make me angry, aren't you? Well, you've succeeded! Get me that costume! I know your weakness, Crash. Bullets!
Hey everyone, welcome back with Bean Mac. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of Crash Tag Team Racing on Miscellaneous Monday. Now last week we just started our playthrough, this time we're continuing it. So last week we did Mystery Island.
Welcome, everyone! In this wondrous land of enchantment, contestants test their mettle against the putrid forces of darkness. Race through the track of the Bean Stalk, Once Upon a Tire, and the ruthless Evilocity. Then test your wits on the Stunt Arena Challenge.
Man, I sure hope that stinking beauty gonna be as fine and shapely as she is in the storybooks.
I second that emotion.
Now click your heels 3 times and repeat after me. I do believe in stinking beauty. I do believe in stinking beauty. I do.
Yeah, that Willy Wonka Cheeks is a strange character. Funny voice, though.
Yea, verily, sir. Art thou having a fine time in Stinkerbell's kingdom? Perhaps a souvenir of your visit is in order. I dare say your sister would well love this fine outfit. It means these clothes are nice, so you should buy them for your sister, idiot.
Alright, well, that guy is not very patient. But, I mean, you know, working here, you can't really blame him. This is probably not a very fun place to work. As you've seen, I mean, I'm trying to kind of streamline and, you know, I'm teleporting. Not really teleporting, but, like, I'm just kind of skipping from scene to scene and stuff like that and making things more comprehensible than last episode. So I showed you guys all the scenes of, you know, the new cars that we have to unlock, the missions to start those and everything like that. My plan is to actually just explore this whole place, then it's just one race right after another, because it was kind of a bit of a mess last time. I'm probably going to do, when I come across some mini games and stuff like that, I'll do those right then and there. Mini games, actually forgot one of them, but we'll come across that later on, a little bit later on, and I'll probably do like the stunt driving challenge right away, but I haven't quite decided that yet. Gotta hit that worker on our way out. I figured that the evil crash. It's actually the thing that some of the costume, the areas where you get the costumes don't really make much sense in this game. Just only a few of them though. But like you'd think that this one would be the best to have the evil crash because you know the whole Beauty and the Beast thing or whatever. But.
Hey, you're that Crush Bandicooter fella, ain't you? Well, I got a little something for that private dancer in your life. This here pink ballerina number is perfect for any man or mutant, and I'll let it go for a very reasonable price. Nicely done, boy. Now some lucky someone in your life is going to be looking sharp as a swan in that getup. What size neck do you have?
Before I do some of the races, I might actually just go back to the midway and unlock the rest of the outfits just because, you know, I feel like last episode I didn't have much variety. So I'm probably still going to play as Crash for most of them, but I might have, you know, more variety with the vehicles, we'll see. But I think another example of like a strange outfit is, I think the perfect outfit you could have gotten for last episode, which is like the pirate theme thing, would have been Von Clutch's pirate outfit. But for some reason you don't get that until the last level of the game, which is like space theme, so I don't know what the deal with that was. And instead we get, you know, Cortex's freaking ninja outfit. I don't know. I mean, some outfits, no matter what, like there's just no good place for them, you know, because they're not actually based off of any level or anything like that. But I don't know, I mean, I feel like a ninja theme would have worked here a little bit better just because it's fantasy element. And I think also like there's gonna be an ancient Crash, like ancient, you know, just pretty much him in a suit that's in this area, and it's like, what does like an ancient or an agent have anything to do with you know, fairy tales and stuff like that? But who knows, maybe at one point in time this game was supposed to have more levels that would have been able, the themes would have made a lot more sense. But it also makes it weird how they have the Toontown in which there's nobody with a special outfit there. Like, in this one they have Coco has that princess outfit. Makes perfect sense for this. Crash has the caveman outfit. And for the next one, that makes perfect sense. Astroland has a few outfits that make sense for that. But I don't know. They just don't have anything for Toontown. And like I mentioned before, Fine Clutch has the you know, the pirate outfit for Mystery Island, even though you can't get it on that level, but you also have the Explorer Crash outfit that I think I like a lot more. Oh my, yeah, I gotta actually go up to Engine to give him his outfit. Extra steps. So yeah, we're just gonna do the stunt arena now, and then I'll probably, because it's right next to us, after this I'm probably gonna go right to the mini games. I got 2 of them this time we're gonna be doing. Usually it's like 1 mini game per map.
Hey, sucker! Test all of your
But we
fancy
forgot
moves
one in the
here
midway.
stunt arena. You can perform a series of
Attention flight passengers. To maintain some vehicle control, move the control stick and C-stick to control the
Jeez
calm
Louise, those
in
chickens don't
the
shut
air.
up.
And remember,
I think
your
I've already
secret
pretty much
can be
completed the
used
majority
as
of
a
the challenges in this
flotation
level though.
device.
Because I got Stu's eggs, I got the outfit for Engine, I got Cortex's engine. I think I have what Coco needs. And Pasadena, the starter. But yeah, I don't know. Stu apparently is kind of a jerk, I guess. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm misreading it, but I think the assumption is with the eggs is that they're kind of like saying that he's just not faithful to his wife and essentially get those eggs before his wife finds him and kicks his butt. But I don't know, maybe I'm just misreading that. I mean, he did say he was at, he explicitly states, old Stu was at the old hen house again. So, I don't know, maybe it's some, I don't know, what, like adult chicken club? I don't know. But there's a lot of stuff in this game in which, like, I wouldn't say they're just dirty jokes, but just things that, like, I feel like most kids wouldn't understand exactly. Maybe that's an adult dirty joke, the whole leaving the eggs around the house or whatever, and visiting the hen house, but, like, just the voices and the references to, like, old media, and, like, I'm sure, I don't know, like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of kids probably didn't know much about Indiana Jones at this time. But once again, I mean, that's just speaking from my experience. I never heard anybody talk about Indiana Jones back in the day, but they also had the Lego Indiana Jones. I think that did very well. But I don't know. But I don't know. One of the best parts about this game, I do have to admit, is I just love all the goofy voices and little bits of personality they gave all the characters that sell you crystals and outfits and stuff in this game. Because they could have gotten lazy with it and just had it be like the same voice, the same guy, whatever, but I do like how they kind of went the extra mile and gave us a lot of funny, goofy, cartoony voices. That's something I like about this game, is the cartoony aspect of it as well. But I also stated that last episode I was going to talk about the things I didn't like about this game. And, you know, every now and then I am a man of my word. You gotta keep your word as a YouTuber, even if, you know, only once every millennia or so. But, yeah, some of the things I didn't like about this game was, obviously the roster. I think it's cool that everybody has, you know, 3 cars and all this other stuff, but I would have much preferred having, let's see, so 24 characters, each with just 1 car, kind of like how you would, and I believe in like the Nitro Kart series. But it's been a while since I played that. I didn't play it much either, but I think that's how it was. Like, they had the large roster of characters at the time, but I think they all had like very similar vehicles, if I remember correctly. But I would rather have that than, you know, freaking 8 characters, all with 3 different cars. I'm sure it was much easier for voice lines. You know, you wouldn't have to swap people out in the midway, which I think would be my solution for it. Is just you know, hey, you got Von Clutch's car, so put him somewhere else in the midway now, and then like the tier 2 characters, maybe like Tiny shows up in his spot or something like that, just as like an example. But like, you know, Tiny is kind of someone, once again, where it's like, yeah, you know, I feel like he's always been a sizable character in the series, of importance, or at least in relevance or popularity, and I don't know, I mean, he's not my favorite, he's actually my brother's, but still, it's like, you know, he could have easily been in here. I guess it would be, and I think it would have added an element too of like, I guess desperation to the story maybe, if it was kind of like, alright, Crash, he's got you know, he has to, a little more urgency, I guess, if, you know, he had to deal with a lot more of the villains. On the racetracks, but I mean, I don't know. But we got our trophy here, which means we got our power crystal. Stunt Arena is always a good time, in my opinion. It's just like the Battle Arena. I wish they're both great concepts, but an issue I have with those is they only have the 2 stages each. Whereas, I mean, I would have preferred at least like 4 of each, you know? Plus, I mean, Toontown, that's like the 4th level. Once again, it feels like maybe that's one that was added later on, because that doesn't have any sort of battle arena or stunt arena or anything like that. So I don't know what the deal is with that map in particular. No, you know, special costume that a character can reference in it, or any sort of battle arena or gimmick or anything like that. But I don't know, maybe it was just the developer's least favorite levels. Even though, do you think that that level in particular, you think that you know, mummies be super easy to make a thing? They could have given Engine the outfit or something, or Nina or whatever, you know, just as like a joke of like, teehee, you know, they're ugly or something like that, or Nina's looks undead or something. They gave her like a weird like maybe 1950s ice cream vendor kind of look or something, or maybe even a nurse. I don't think it's that, but I don't know, it's definitely a very odd costume. So yeah, costumes, once again, I wish characters had more costumes. That's something I dislike about the game. Crash has enough costumes, and I get it, he's the main character, so you can switch out of them and all sorts of things, but I mean, I think like maybe 4 costumes for him would have been better. And I would have taken 4 costumes for him if every other character could have had a third costume as well. Another issue is, you know, I agree that this game can be a little too easy at times, and it's kind of down to its core mechanic. I think it would have just been better if they kind of made it to where there was still benefits to being a single car driver in this game that you could use. Just not make it so... I love the tag team mechanic, just make it not so overpowering, I guess. But that said, maybe if they changed it, I wouldn't have liked this game as much, so, you know, fair game to that. Alright. Critter Clobber. So we got that one taking place, that was all done in the midway, so now we're dropped on Dingy, or Dijin. I don't know how to pronounce that. Good lord, what the heck are they? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. The poor workers here. Oh jeez. Alright, I was wondering what the heck was going on. The stuff that these guys had to put up with. Oh good lord, get a look at that, man. I can't tell, like, it's weird in which, like, they have the mask, but it's also like, I think it's supposed to be like that's their actual skin or something. So I mean, are those actual like female workers or whatever? It's something that's worth mentioning too. There's not really any female workers at Von Clutch's amusement park, so I don't know if this game could fly in the modern day. Man, look at how angry those freaking camels look in the background. When I think about it, why is this the fairy tale themed mission? This looks like it should have been. It's literally the background of Toontown. Like, I don't know. I just noticed how odd that is. I never really thought about that before. I don't know. This game can be kind of all over the place with its theming every now and then. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I would have much rather had a lot more characters, you know. Tiny, Embryo, I think it's Koala Kong. Or maybe I'm just mixing up with a wrestler or something like that. Pinstripe, I like Pinstripe a lot. He's probably one of my favorites. But, you know, they could have brought in a bunch more villains. It's also weird. I think this is like, I could be wrong. This might be like the first and one of the only Crash games that don't really feature Aku Aku. And that's kind of just, it's crazy when you think about it, because he's such an important element to the series as like kind of like the guy. I mean, there is kind of that reference to him in Tiki Turbo, I believe, the first map of the game in which you can shoot at targets that like make the Rudwaga kind of noise or whatever. But yeah, that's so weird. But like, I don't know, like Von Clutch in a weird way takes over as like the, I wouldn't even say he's really a guide or anything like that, but that kind of character. But I think they kind of just wanted it to be even Steven type deal. Kind of like how Crash Bash had like, I think 8 characters as well. And they even had to like bring, I think, Rillaru to you know, represent Crash's team, Aku Aku's team. Aku Aku, not Aku Aku. But Aku Aku's team and stuff like that. So maybe they didn't want to run into that issue again. But one thing it is cool is I am glad that they kind of reused a lot of characters that weren't used up to this point. You know, Crunch, for example. You know, I think this is one of the first real games in which he was a good guy. I know he was in Twinsanity, like he was the only one that didn't understand in the intro that it wasn't actually Crash's birthday, and I think he brought like an actual present to him or something like that, while all the other villains were ready to destroy him or whatever. But then Nina Cortex, who actually debuted in Twinsanity, holy my goodness, so really throwing the gauntlet at me now. But yeah, it's cool that she's kind of reused again in here. It's just I wish they had more characters, like 16 I think would have been a decent number, because I think with 16 I feel like that would you know, just give you a decent amount of variety of the characters. Especially, you know, they could swap them in and out on the tracks you face. You know, you have a set amount of characters in the Grand Prix for Mystery Island, then the set amount of characters for the Happily Ever Faster. Jeez, Happily Ever Faster, not heavily, but you know, I think it just would have been a much better overall, because then, like, you know, swapping out the characters and like you get to fuse with more characters, and obviously they would have had different weapons and would have offered different challenges and all that other sort of stuff. So I think 16 would have worked. Heck, if you guys want to, you know, for a fun game in the comments, comment down below the 8 additional characters you would add into this game. I can't really think of any other characters that would be protagonists, unless if they just kind of made them that, kind of just to fit the role. Because, I mean, honestly, I can't imagine Aku. I always want to say it so fast. Aku, I can't imagine him being an actual racer or whatever. But I'm also not too well versed on the Crash series. I mean, they could have brought back, what is his girlfriend's Twana or something like that, or Tana. I think it's Tana. Someone will probably correct me in the comments if they see it, but they could have brought her back for it, I guess. I think at one point she was like dating Pinstripe for some reason. and then they like brought her back, and I think it's about time, the Crash 4 or whatever. I think she was in Crash Bang Boom or Crash Boom Bang. Like I think it was like a mobile game or something, or like on DS or something like that, which was like a mini game collection. I think it was like a Mario Party clone, but I've never played that one. But we got all our mini games out of the way for this time, completed, and we got our stunt challenge completed as well. So we're just gonna have to deal with a few of you know, the drones around here for items that we need, such as crystals and costumes. I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably gonna return to the Midway and you know, get the extra cars and stuff, and you guys can see those cutscenes as well. And then it'll probably be going all the way to the, you know, doing all the races one after the other. But we still got a little bit of area to explore here. Actually, I forgot. Now that I think about it, there is this whole section down here, and I believe it leads to a power creased.
Man, have I got some smoking threads for you. Check out this freaky dicky. It's all secret agent and stuff. You give me some of that fine coin, player, I'll give you these fine duds. You dig? Hey, now we're talking. Man, wait till all them felines get a peek at you in them fine threads. Look out, Snoopy baby. Ouch!
God, I love the goofy voices these guys all have. And I know, I'm not sure if it's in the GameCube version, but I do remember it was the. I remember in the PS2 version, I think if you skip the cutscene while that guy's talking after you buy the outfit, like Crash will like disappear or something like that while he's spinning. It's an interesting little glitch I remember back in the day, which was like cool. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks had a glitch like that too. It was where I think if in the Wastelands in Goro's Lair, after you defeat him or whatever, it's not Goro's Lair, but in the Wastelands after you defeat Goro, there's a cutscene in which, you know, Kung Lao, and Liu Kang, that little argument or whatever. It turns out Liu Kang was actually Shang Tsung, and they got separated in the battle or whatever. And I believe it was Johnny Cage that hit Liu Kang disguised as, or Shang Tsung disguised as Liu Kang, so then he morphs back into Shang Tsung, and I think if you skip the cutscene as he's morphing back, then you'll see Liu Kang, it's just invisible. And I think you had to like enter the game and re-exit, or exit the game and re-enter to be able to get it back to normal or something like that. But that's a snazzy look right there. Something my little brother would wear. It's kind of interesting around this time, like series like Crash and you know, Sonic and stuff like that. Just how the dark period that these platformers had to go through around this time. Like I said, I love this game, hands down, my favorite Crash Bandicoot game by a wide margin. But you know, I understand how the fandom thinks and all that other stuff, so I don't know, it's just very interesting to think that a lot of platformers had such a hard time around this time. And you still had like new platformers that people love, you know, to this day being made, you know, Sly Cooper, the Ratchet and Clank series and stuff like that. And I don't know, I think it was something around the PS3 era in which like they just kind of really started to fade. And I guess it was just not what people wanted to see anymore, sadly. Oh man. Alright, well, it's not that big of a climb back up, but I think the concept of this game is fantastic. I would love to see, you know, another remake of this game, and I don't think I'd want like a direct remake, but like just another game that would give you that kind of adventure feel of platforming and scouring the levels and all that stuff, and then combining it with the racing. Alright, well, it's actually nice that they killed me there, because that would have been very annoying if I had to climb all the way back up again. But, you know, I think the concept of this wasn't bad at all. But this area is pretty big, because they kind of filled the map with like 4 high tiers of just areas to jump and platform in and all that other stuff. But I do have to admit, after replaying it a little bit, like the Mystery Island level is pretty small from what I remember. Oh no! Oh, thank goodness. Once again, thank you for freaking respawning me up there. Alright, but I don't know, I mean, I think that they could have done a lot of things better with this. But I love the concept of it.
Hey, fella, thanks for coming by. You gonna buy something? Come on, I need this. My wife is gonna leave me if you don't buy something from me. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much I needed this. I lost a bundle buying internet stock. Then, I don't know, being an evil henchman seemed like a good idea. You're that Crash guy, right? Well, you're looking for power crystals? Well, I kind of owe a lot of money to some people right now, so I really need to sell this crystal. They're gonna take my thumbs! Please, buy this from me, please! Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much I need this right now. Take this stupid crystal, it's yours. I'm going to get a pizza.
You did it! You brought me the last part I needed! Crash, you fool! With this car, I will win the deed to the park for sure and destroy every bandicoot foolish enough to face me on the tracks!
Well, golly, Crash! You sure are a sweet pickle. Now I's got a fighting chance again to beat those sneaky Cortexers. Maybe I should give you a little up-close reward.
No!
Thank you! Finally, I look as pretty as I feel. Dance with me. Dance the dance of joy. And I have just the accessory. A machine of great power to bring to the races.
Well, what you got there, Crash? Oh, this is perfect. This'll show that stupid monkey-faced Nina who the real smart girl is. I mean, we'll stop the bad guys for sure with this car. Thanks a bunch. And stuff.
Oh, thank you, boy. Thank you so much. Stu don't belong in no doghouse. You know what I'm saying? You go check your garage. Stu be having a little surprise in there for you.
Forgive me, kind idiot, but I fear thine purse is too light to buy these clothes. Return when thine money hast become grand. It means you don't have enough money, chump. So beat it before I scalp you and take a gander at your brain.
Jeez Louise, that guy that guy does not mess around. Alright, so we've
Flows through me.
turned to the midway, got all our stuff, we got all the crystals and the outfits from the guys out here, so time to do some good old-fashioned racing, the actual racing part of the whole game. Oh, jeez, you missed it. But yeah, I figured I'd switch up my character, you know, give you a chance to admire the beauty of engine here. Now we cannot be stopped.
Come back so I can destroy you again.
But this is a pretty alright track. I mean, like I said in the previous video, I feel like the majority of these tracks, you know, it's like 2 generic tracks and then that are very kind of indistinguishable, and then you have 2 more, or I mean you have like 1 more at the end that's usually like the one that stands out, and that's still the case for this one. The track in the Bean Stalk is pretty decent. I think I don't know, it's just the theming, the colors, the roads, they kind of just blend in with each other. I don't like, if this was the only fairy tale theme one, I mean it would stand out so much, but they kind of handicap themselves by having to make 3 tracks for each thing, and you know, I think something that would have benefited for this track to make it stand out, they should have had one where all it is you're just racing in the castle instead of just, you know, entering it after being out there a little. Because I think it would have stood out a lot more, especially in comparison to the track in the Bean Stalk, right? And then of course with the tiki ones, I think it would have been cool if you were driving on a boat the whole time in Mystery Island. That would have separated it very well, very differently from the deep sea driving and the Tiki Turbo. And you know, I'll probably talk more about other tracks I think could have stood out more if they just kind of focus on an individual part of the theme rather than trying to put too much into it, you know. Because like it somehow putting so much different elements into it, this track in particular, Once Upon a Tire, somehow dilutes it, you know. And I get it, you know, you're driving and you're going through the village, then you go through the castle, and it's all cool and stuff, but I don't know, it's just, it all looks kind of samey because I can appreciate what I'm seeing on the outside of the track, but on the inside of the track, I'm still just seeing that pinkish brick road. So like, it's tough to appreciate, you know, the effort that went into it when that's kind of all I'm seeing, you know. Like, it just all looks like a bunch of props and stuff like that. You know, you're back in the castle again, all that other stuff. I don't know. I think this was, out of the 5, I mean, I think these 3 tracks do a pretty good job of differentiating themselves in comparison to the rest, but I still think they could have done a much better job at it. But once again, I think they handicapped themselves with that theming. Lots of cool stuff, though. I like going on in the background, you know, the sheep, the freaking Mother Goose,
I can't be seen with
the castle, the Humpty Dumpty, all that sort of stuff. It just somehow dilutes itself. Like I said, I can't really think of another word to describe it. It's just, it's so much that's samey, and nothing really stands out.
Good sir, thou hast done a great thing this day. Thine sister will dance hither and yon in these beautiful robes.
Huh?
Oh, just get out of here, you freak.
Power crystal for sale. Excellent, slightly used power crystal for sale. Stolen from my employer and now available to the public. Well, here you go, Mr. Man. 1 stolen power crystal for use by you wherever and whenever you feel like. Okay. As for me, just pretend we ever talked, eh?
So yeah, apparently I forgot about those 2 dweebs, so yeah, we had to go back and get those. For some reason, it like clicked in my mind that, you know, the guy insulting me meant that I got the outfit for Coco, but obviously, of course, that was not the case. And it wasn't until after the race where I realized, wait a second, I didn't actually buy that, and then I came across the other guy with the power crystal, so yeah, I mean, this isn't a 100% run. Well, it might turn into that, but I mean, it's not going to be like a guide of like, here's how to get everything or anything like that. Jeez, that is a creepy looking giant, and it's like the eyelashes. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good track myself. I like it a lot. I like the little hills and stuff like that, and it does a pretty good job, you know, of differentiating itself. This is also a pretty cool section. But then again, it's kind of like right around here, which it feels like it's samey to Once Upon a Tire. Obviously, it's not the same road, but like it has like, you know, you're driving and you see just sights all over the place on the side, and the candy and stuff like that. So, this might be trouble. Ooh, we got them. They got us, but we got them. Ooh, that was kind of freaky. Alright. Oh, jeez, actually managed to avoid that. But I think when you actually drive around the Bean Stalk, that's a pretty cool spot. Did that, like... Does lag respawn? Because I thought it was like you destroy it once and you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the map. But I don't know, maybe it's a hard mode thing and I just don't remember, or I don't know. Also, another mechanic I haven't spoken on that's kind of weird in this game is they have like where you can pick your speed, kind of like it's like the CCs in Mario Kart. Oh no. They're ahead. But it's like the CCs, but like, I don't know, it's always weird to me, like, especially this is a game where I feel like they didn't need that. But yeah, like they have normal speed that you start at, and then like once you get the second tier cars, like one of them, you can pick the faster speed, then the insane speed, once you get the first third tier car, and I don't know, like that was always just a weird thing to me. Like, it's normal in Mario Kart, it should be normal in Crash, but I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like, why do they have to have certain speeds for this game? Where did that submarine go? What the? Yeah, sometimes that just happens with the launchers, like they just don't launch properly. Oh no. Oh no. We can make it. God, that was too close. That was almost a Crash Bandicoot sandwich. Alright, so second race down, 1 to go. It was always kind of interesting to me though too, like yeah, you can tell by looking at this map, by the way, like yes, this stands out 110% in comparison to the other ones, because it's such a different theme. Maybe that's what they were going for with this game, but I don't know. I like this map better because it stands out so much more. It's more memorable, especially that tree from the Living Forest we just passed. But, you know, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. They kind of flirted with the idea of combining the adventure aspects and, you know, Crash in racing or whatever in the first game. You know, like with Crash Team Racing, where you drive around to get to the areas you need, and, you know, the areas you drive around in, they kind of serve as practice areas for your driving a little bit as well. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like this game is kind of that coming a little bit full circle, and just allowing you to have the platforming of Crash and stuff like that. I think they could have given you bigger areas and more areas to explore and more important things to do, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it because I love the fact that like dying doesn't mean much in this game, because it would be annoying if, like, you know, I love the exploration aspect of it, but it also makes it to where like there's not really much of a challenge to the game, and it feels more sandbox in a way. I don't think it's sandbox, actually that's not the right term, but like it's just more freedom to explore and do what you want. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, combining with the traditional elements of Crash and going through levels and stuff like that to get to the next race or something like that, it might be able to work. I don't know. But I think, unfortunately, in today's age, you know, obviously people didn't like it when they did it. And today, how much it costs to make games and stuff like that, I mean, there's no way they're going to revisit something like this. Especially since, I mean, like, even if they made a game like this again and everybody thought it was perfect and loved it who played it, there's still, you know, people who are too skeptical and to change their minds on it. Goodness. 4th? Forget this. I'm clashing with a winner.
You ran up on me out of nowhere.
Ninja Cortex looks so goofy.
Watch where I'm driving.
I don't know, this is probably, overall, this is probably one of the best levels in the game when you think about it, because, I mean, there's so many costumes to buy, you're not swamped by all the freaking excess ninja penguins, it's very explorable, and there's multiple tiers to the level to explore, and you kind of go all over the place and stuff like that. I think some of the drones are some of the funniest here. They got a whole bunch of outfits for all, like pretty much a wide variety of characters in here. They did the theming well. So I don't know. I mean, I think they did very well for this this level. And I don't know. I don't think they peaked necessarily too early, but because the other levels aren't bad. But I don't know. It's tough to really rationalize my thoughts sometimes, but. That's it for the racing. So now we're gonna be heading up to the launch pad. We're gonna find that stinking beauty, and we're gonna get the power gem. Just gotta take care of these dastards right here. It also kind of bothers me that after you race, you have to reactivate all the buttons again.
No. Oh.
Alright, well, as far as today's episode goes, that's going to be all. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out next week's episode on Miscellaneous Monday. But above all else, please remember to have a nice day.